I could be your angel hero. Would you wake up if I asked you to wake?
Yes, this is Desiree Dubonnet, Professor of Medicine. I'm asking you to wake up. We're going to be talking about autism, what to do, and how we can help our autistic children on that autistic spectrum. There's all different types. And we know that the cause of this is basically synthetic compounds, toxins. And the solution is not going to be in drugs and synthetics. Now, let's first get into the idea, what is happening in this autistic child? What's happening inside their mind? Well, let's take a look at a normal person. Here we are. As a normal person walking along, we see different things. We have our range of perception. We have a goal where we're going. And we can relax our mind and focus about different things and entertain little daydreams, etc. But basically, we maintain a medium level of awareness of our surroundings via what we see, what we hear, how we feel, senses, smell. Our senses bring in this information, and this allows us to get through the day and accomplish our goals. And all the time we're talking to ourselves. Now, how about the autistic child? What happens in this child? Here's something a little bit different. See, their mind is open more to perception. So you see, they're going to hear more things. They're going to see more things. The lights are brighter. The sounds jumble together. They have an over-accentuated input signal. This forces them into having some internal contemplation. And they don't really interact with the external world. They get a sensory overload, as you can see. This can cause anxiety. Little things can set them off into a flight or fight response. You'll notice that they're distracted. Things that aren't quite out of the norm are very distracting to them. They're distracted by very little things that are coming along. Their minds are open to so much perception. This forces part of their personality to be internal, and they don't really interact with other children or interact with the words or interact with society as well. They're so distracted by little things that could take over their perception and take over their goals of where they're going, what they're doing. So we have to understand that this level of perception has to be dealt with. You see these little things that are happening, this distraction of color, this distraction of sound, this distraction of emotion. These things take them away. Any idea that is breaking the pattern, you see, because they really like to have patterns. They like to have where they are getting things. They are in the right pattern. So they want to reproduce the same thing for the day. Because other than that, things that are outside the pattern are extremely distracting. Now, they get extrasensory seeking. You see, they're inside the vestibular response, inside the brain balance areas. So motion and these type of things are very, very stimulating to them. Sensory processing disorder. We have different exercises to help to get children to be able to help them to build. We'll show you some of these exercises here. We want to boost their self-esteem with teamwork. We want to encourage them to come out of that shell and to work with others. We get to improve their impulse control by making them wait and turn. You see, then they learn, and they have to learn to perform in certain ways. They have to learn the different rules. It has to be gentle. We have to be able to gently teach them, and then to get them to recognize and to utilize different motions. Music therapy, sound therapy, physical therapy. These type of things are fun, but yet they can be dangerous. So we have to watch out. Heavy work helps them to get better behavior and to recognize. for interaction, as they start to build interaction. And then they can learn different things, and they can learn very well. They're not learning disabled, they're learning different. They're not LD, learning disabled, they're learning different. They have different perception. Many of them have extreme abilities, superhuman abilities, that we don't know about. So we have to be able to teach them these different things and be able to utilize sound therapy with the headphones to be able to help to stimulate the brain. We have to understand that foods, they're very, very sensitive to synthetic chemicals. Very, very sensitive to synthetic chemicals. We have a whole program on proper cooking where these ladies will teach you more about cooking for autistic children. It's very powerful and very needed. This will really help them to make sure that you don't get any of those synthetic food additives. Get natural, get no chemicals, no synthetics. Very, very sensitive to the autistic child. So as we learn to be able to do these things and help them to eat properly, help them to detox properly, help them to get the proper sleep and the social interaction. Very, very important that we get natural and that we deal with these children in a natural way. Now, sound is very important because we've found that the window into their brain can be helped with different types of infrasounds, ultrasounds, different mechanisms that tribute into the ear, trigger into the ear, into the vestibular response, which can help to promote curing. Not complete cures. We have to understand they will develop their own individuality. And we have to encourage them to do this. This is the area where balance occurs, the vestibular area inside the ear, which is why it's so sensitive. That's why they crave the motion. They crave that twisting and turning. They crave that because it stimulates the vestibular area. So they have to be able to keep their ears open. We have to make sure that we fight otitis media. We have our electroceuticals designed to promote motion without the heavy motion. They're going to promote motion through sights and sound. And using different infrasounds, ultrasounds, and other technologies, binaural sounds, left to right hemisphere, we can help to treat the autistic children and to get them to a better state. So if you can help to control their emotions and help to get the right proper food and social contact, gradually these children can learn to become more and more interactive and less internalized and a little more externalized. Asking too much of them might be a problem, but we can find that there's always a harmony, a safety, a place that we can increase and help these children to become more productive members of our society, to be able to show love and care and compassion, and to receive love, care, and compassion, and to become more human. So, with this in mind, broaden your mind, broaden your flexibility, learn from our courses, and learn more about how to deal with autism. This is Desiree Dubonnet. I hope you learned something from this presentation, and I hope that you'll follow our course and take our full course in learning how to use these electroceuticals properly.